Bella. I am back, and today in the video I'm going to be explaining trichotillomania and what that is and the fact that I have it. Trichotillomania is a compulsive disorder. It's caused by stress and anxiety. Trichotillomania, or Trich for short, or TTM, is where you pull out your own hair and you can't control it, and simply just saying stop it does not solve the issue. The symptoms of trichotillomania usually are abnormal patches that appear on the scalp or eyebrows or eyelashes or anywhere on the body, but it does not mean that your hair is falling out. If you are conscious of the fact that you're pulling your hair out and you aren't losing your hair through alopecia, you have trichotillomania. So I pull my hair out, and it's very daunting for me because I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. I'm 20 this year, so it's 12 years this year that I've been doing this for, and I'm really just now getting better. Not everyone's the same though. Pulling hair out, not falling out. It is pulling your hair out. Sometimes people can realise that they do it, and more often than not, it's a second-hand nature to pull out the hair. So sometimes people don't realise that they do it, and I didn't realise that I did it up until I think it was in the early beginnings, but I didn't realise that I was doing it, and I wasn't conscious where my hands were, and I was just pulling my hair out. But now I'm conscious. But now that I'm conscious, it's harder to stop, believe it or not. Brain is sending wrong messages, and it's causing hands to pull out hair. So it's literally just the wrong messages going to my hands to pull out my hair. It started off with my nose hair, it went to my eyebrows, and then it went to my scalp, and then it went to my eyelashes, the hair on my fingers, on my knuckles here, it went to my legs, it went to my arms, it went to my stomach, on my face as well, like you know how girls have peach fuzz on the face. It can be treated through cognitive behavioural therapy, so CBT. If you have ever heard of this, it is a type of therapy where they help identify the issue and why it's being caused. So in my case, it's through anxiety and stress, and it always has been. In primary school, I was always picked on for the way I looked, how many siblings I had, and my background and my living and how my parents looked. Now, that was the cause of mine, and they tried to pinpoint it, and they try and come up with different ideas to help cope with that strain and that stress and that anxiety, and help to retrain your brain, rewire your brain to stop pulling your hair out. Cognitive therapy, also known as CBT, is really helpful for anyone who has a issue that they cannot simply stop, like trichotillomania. What it's like having trichotillomania, also known as Trich. When you don't accept it, it causes more damage and it causes more anxiety and stress. So, up until last year, before I even announced to the internet on TikTok that I had trichotillomania and what it's like, and that I don't have alopecia and I don't have cancer, it was very traumatic for me because I couldn't speak to anyone about it. I couldn't speak it or talk to anyone or even admit that I had it, which caused me more anxiety. It caused me to pull my hair out more. It caused more damage. It's like I was trapped by myself because I was my own capture in my own head. That's the way it feels, and I couldn't get anyone to understand because I didn't know if anyone else had it. I thought I was the only one who had trichotillomania. I thought I was alone in this, but I'm not. There are other people who have this, and it's more common than you actually think. In school, I got picked on for having patches, and my hair was really thick. At some point, my hair actually went down to my thighs. When I was younger, it was curly. It was this colour, maybe a little bit darker, and my hair, it was amazing. I loved my hair. I always used to play with my hair. My mum would always braid my hair, and she'd always be like, oh, I love your hair. Let me put it in a plait or something. Let me put it in a braid. And she'd always decorate my hair. And my hair was my pride and my joy. But because of situations in primary school and because I got teased, I was quite anxious and stressed anyway because of things that were going on in my head as a child. I found a bald spot at the back of my head. My older sister actually found it, and she said, Bella, you've got a massive bald patch on the top of your head. And I didn't realise that was the case. I didn't realise I had it. It was out of sight, out of mind. To me, I didn't know I was doing it. I didn't realise it. And I was 8 years old. I didn't go into school the next day because I felt so embarrassed and I felt so scared. And my mum went in to see my primary school teacher at the time, and they explained the situation. And unfortunately, I didn't get the help that I wanted straight away. I just put my hair in a half up, half down pony, and I just went along with it, and I continued to pull. My hair got thinner and thinner and thinner. It was all on the top of my head as well, so it looked like I had a mullet. It was awful. Then I pulled out my eyebrows. I hadn't started my eyelashes at this point. That came later in high school. No one really understood what it was like. Trying to explain it was like trying to get blood out of a stone. It wasn't helpful for me. In fact, it caused me more damage and more stress and more strain to have someone understand what I was going through and why I could not simply stop it. I would have comments saying, oh, can't you just stop it though, like you're doing it to yourself, like it's your fault. Yes, it's my fault as to why I'm going bald, but if I wanted to stop, I could. And I'd get constant reminders and pictures shown to me saying, if you keep doing that, you're going to be like this, you're going to end up like this. And that just made me feel even worse. I just felt so bad about myself. It hurt, and I didn't have anyone to speak to about it. Until my sister found this video for me. I was about 9 or 10. She showed me this video of a girl called Rebecca Brown, or Becky Brown as she'd like to be called then, and she made this whole entire video, which has now been deleted, about Trichotillomania and what it's like and how frustrating it is. And I related to that, but at first I was like, no, I don't have trichotillomania, I don't have that, but I relate to everything you're saying. And I was in denial, I was in constant denial about it, and it made me feel sad because I didn't know why I was doing this to myself. I didn't know why I was destructing myself. And then I got to year 10, the beginning of year 10. I shaved my hair off, cover up the fact that I was going bald. I raised money for a charity called CRY, Cardiac Risk in the Young. I was originally going to do it for cancer research, but my friend at the time, she had a charity that her family started called Cardiac Risk in the Young, where it helped raise money to do heart scans on people and to make sure that no young person was at risk of heart failure. So I raised money for her, and everyone was patting me on the back saying, oh, well done, you've raised money for this charity. And I wore wigs a lot of the time in school. I usually wore like a straight bob, black or dark brown with a fringe. Teachers would always be quite amazed at what I did. I quite didn't like the attention because it made me stressed, because I don't like the attention being on me. And that's when my eyebrow and eyelash hair pulling came into things, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse, especially when it came up to GCSE. So I remember it being year 11 and I lost all my eyelashes. All of my eyelashes, bottom and top, I lost them all, and I had to wear fake eyelashes to school. My mum didn't know. She actually hated the fact that I wore makeup to school, but I wore it because I was self-conscious of not only my skin, but the fact that I didn't have eyebrows and I didn't have eyelashes. And the stress just got worse, and I had to continuously shave my hair. I could not be left alone in a room with a pair of scissors because I would go at my hair. I would be so angry at myself that I would have a massive hair fit consciously. And partly that was my fault because I was taking it out on myself. I was self-destructing because I was angry at myself because I could not stop pulling my hair out. So I thought if I didn't have hair, I wouldn't have to worry. And now, my hair is at the best that it's ever been. This is what I look like. So it's really thin, as you can see. It's really dark, and these are my real eyebrows, and these are my real eyelashes. I shaved it at the beginning of the year because I had a massive patch here, very round, and yeah, this is my hair. This is Bella. I have Trichotillomania. So, I had a mad hair fit earlier, that's why that's caused, and I've even got a new area here on the sides. I only ever used to pull on top of my hair, but now I'm going to the sides. Time for the questions. Question number 1, and it's from Cloco on Instagram, and the question is, what are the top 5 tips that help the most? So I don't really have an order on what helps the most, but I find giving a break from wearing makeup helps. So you're not so close to the mirror and you're not focusing on the little hairs that are on your face or on your head, and you're not so involved in the way you look, and I find that helps. Wearing acrylic nails. I don't care if you're a boy or a girl and you have trichotillomania. These help, especially when it comes to the facial hair pulling, because you can't grab the hair as much as you can with the pads of your fingers. I find it really helps. I used to wear acrylics all the time, but now I can't because of uni and also because the salons are closed, and I was slowly realising that my fingernails were being damaged. The next one is keeping busy. Just keeping busy all the time. Make sure your hands are occupied. You don't want your hands to be free, because if they're free, then they have time to pull. They have the time to do this, and keep your hands busy. Number 4 is speaking about it. Speak to people who have trichotillomania or your friends who can sort of understand what you're going through. You are speaking away the urge to pull your hair out. The urge is like a tickling, scratching feeling that goes through your scalp or your body, and you want to pull your hair out, and your body's saying pull, 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 and it gets stronger each time you resist, and it's painful for me. For me, it's painful. It gets to the point where I feel as if I need to, otherwise I'm going to burst. Number 5, this is recommended on the NHS website. Putting plasters on your fingertips, so band-aids, plasters, things like that, to put on the ends of your fingertips, because then you can't grab. Now, some people recommend putting Vaseline or creams or oils on your fingers, but I don't like the way they feel on me. It's a sensory thing. I don't like it. It makes me ugh. With acrylic nails, it stops you from being able to grip at the hair, so you can't grab at it. Next question is from Hargreaves Stephanie 15 on Instagram. It's, how long have you had it? I started pulling my hair out, well, as far as I know, I started pulling my hair out at the age of 8, so this year it would be 12 years. xx_lauren._xx on Instagram, and it's, how long have you struggled with it, and what coping mechanisms do you use to help? So as I've said before, acrylics, keeping busy, talking about it, and another one is recording it down on a diary to record the times that you are wanting to pull or you have pulled. They are the best thing, and my number 1 advice is to don't punish yourself for pulling your hair out. Instagram, it's from chloe.fanpage, and the question is, how did you manage to realise that you maybe have a condition? Well, I realised it was a major issue and I needed to get it sorted when I was in college. Next question is, do you have any tips on how someone without it can be there for someone with it? And that's by Cloco off Instagram. My advice is, don't speak down to someone with trichotillomania. Don't condescend them and say, oh, can't you just stop it though? Can't you just stop? It's not that difficult. No, that is damaging, that is condescending, and it makes it worse. Let's talk about their issues. Let them speak about the fact that they can't stop it. If they could, they wouldn't be doing it. It's simple as. Don't make them feel bad for having anxiety and stress and some sort of trauma that's triggered them to do this. Don't. Just be patient, listen to them, and be understanding, be open-minded. Be open-minded like you want people to be with you, because there's nothing more than telling people about your issues and them not understanding where you're coming from. Next question is from Jen Teresa on Instagram. When you first started, did you know what it was and what was happening? No. Simple answer, no, I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening to me. I thought I was just an anomaly in society and I was a freak. I don't think there was a name to it. It was my sister, my older sister. She's the one who did all the research for me, because obviously I was a child, she was a preteen, and she had a laptop, whereas I didn't. I just had my DS, my DSi, and she did the research for me. She went on YouTube a lot. She was very good with me. To be fair, my sister's the one who helped me with it the most. She'd just sit there and she'd help me and she'd let me cry on her, and sorry, I'm gonna cry. Long story short, if it wasn't for my older sister, I don't think I would have realised I had an issue, or if there was any way that I could solve my hair pulling. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So the next question is from JoshX_Hallows on Instagram. And it is, how did you know you have Trich? So, like I said, it was my sister who pointed it out. The main symptoms to look out for is abnormal patches appearing on your hair where hair is missing. Next question is by Han Mason, there you go, on Instagram. What are some misconceptions about Trich? Some people think it's something that can be easily solved. It's something that you can control with your whole mind. It's not. It's a struggle. I resisted an urge to pull my hair out last night, and boy, it hurt. It hurt. I was in total distress, and I was trying to find other ways to distract my mind away from it. It wasn't easy, but I did it. But it's a long process. I can't do it every single time. A lot of people assume that I have cancer or alopecia, especially when I had my shaved head and my no eyebrows, which you can see on my TikTok when I actually made the video, my first video explaining what trichotillomania was. A lot of people think it's just me doing it for attention. It's not. I hate attention. I like to talk on a platform to get messages across to people, but I still hate the attention. It makes me want to cry. The question is... Okay, so on Instagram there's a _Caitlin Booth _ and the question is, how long have you worn wigs for? I've worn wigs for... It was since I was about 15, 16, so about 2016, 2017. I've been wearing wigs for however long it was since I shaved my hair. I remember it was October 29th, 2016. That's when I shaved my head, and that's when I started wearing the wigs. My first ever wig was a wig that ended here. It was red and it had a fringe going across it. It's really curly. I had to throw that away eventually because it was just became too much of an upkeep for it. It became really damaged, and yeah. The last question is on Instagram is by X_Rose_X, and the question is, does trichotillomania ever go away? Like, will it stop one day? I can't answer that question because I don't know. People have been able to stop. Some people have got it to a point where they have controlled the pulling out. They don't pull all the time anymore. For some people it's not as easy. For some people it's a serious case like mine, where it got to the point where I had no eyebrows, eyelashes, hair on my head, hair on my arms, hair on my knuckles. It was a real issue, and it still is, but I'm coping better. I've found different ways to cope. Anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me ramble on about a condition that I have. If any of you who have trichotillomania, or you've just realised that you have trichotillomania, my comment section is always open. I read all my comments. Go to my Instagram and DM me there, because I will always be there to support you. I'll always be there to help you. Do not be afraid to reach out to me, because I will always be there. I will continue to make videos like this, so comment what kind of things you want to see in the future about trichotillomania, and if you want me to go more depth with some things. Don't be shy, don't be, because I'm just a little bead who likes yellow and rainbows and stuff. I'll always be there, and honestly, Your condition does not define you. Follow my social medias on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. They are all the same across my handles, and if you are a little bit confused on who I am, I have a video, an introduction about myself. It's my previous video, so go check it out and be safe, and I love you all. Bye!